Alright, let's just get straight into it. So Hangman's chick just got buffed. So whenever you carry a survivor, you see the auras of any survivor within 60 meters of a scourge hook instead of 12. I know this might not seem like a big buff, but 60 meters is a pretty big distance. And of course, we're playing as Wesker because he has a 40-meter radius, so it'll affect a lot of survivors. And with Hangman's tricks, we're gonna see their auras. And also agitation. So whenever you carry a survivor, our radius is increased by 12 meters and we gain 80% haze. So this build is already strong enough on itself, but we're gonna bring pain rest. So whenever you hook a survivor on a scourge hook, the most progress gem pops and loses 20% progress instantly. But yeah, that's pretty much the build, and these games are insane, so let's just get into it. Alright, I have the decimated Borgo. This is a pretty open map and it should be fine as long as we get good hook placements, because you know, this whole build is about Hangman's trick, and I already found a survivor, so that's great. We should just be able to, you know, go around like this and then get her with the power, hopefully. Especially around this loop, then she has nowhere to go, and perfect. I will just chase after her, so it should be fine. I will tell you though, this update that just dropped with The Walking Dead, it is pretty survivor-sided in my opinion, since you know, they get like 3 item reworks with a new one and 2 survivors with 6 perks. I'm not complaining though, I am a killer main, but it's just like really survivor-sided, and all we get is like a few perk reworks and pyramid head add-ons, which is pretty cool though, because pyramid head is my main. I will just go around like this. She will have to drop it. Let me just kick her real quick, and then we should just be able to catch up normally or with the power. I will just use my power, and yeah, she will obviously drop. So I'll just vault over it, and then she should be dead. I am really happy that Pyramid has finally got an add-on rework after like 8 years or however long he's been, you know, in the game. And he's also my main, so that's especially why I love it, because it's finally something fun. He was always so boring with only 2 viable add-ons. Let me just look her here though. We didn't see any auras of any survivors, so they weren't around scourges. But also, one good thing about this perk is whenever someone is sabotaging a hook, then you get a notification. So it's got like 2 uses, that you'll see auras and also the notification if someone's sabotaging. I will just... How the hell is there a window here? I was gonna just say that I would cut her off, but somehow I got through a window. Not complaining, I guess, since we're just gonna get her here. Or at least close. Yeah, she's obviously just gonna juke me, as if every survivor hasn't done that in this game already. Especially that we're playing as Wesker. Let me just get her here, hopefully. She shouldn't have dropped out because she's dead now. Like, there's nowhere she can go. Especially if she vaults this, and perfect. After we hook her though, any survivor that's around us is not gonna get exposed because this perk is on cooldown, but we will see auras. Let me just look around in case any survivors are around scourges. And we do have really bad scourge placements, to be fair. Like, they're nowhere near the middle of the map. Let me just go to this survivor though, since I'm pretty sure we did see her, and this gen just got popped. And yeah, the survivor is there. Honestly, this perk isn't too strong, but 60 meters is pretty fine, especially that, you know, you get a notification if someone's sabotaging. So it's not really that bad, especially paired with a backpack build. Let me just go for this survivor here and cut her off. But you might as well just use Awakened Awareness, so you see survivors around you instead of scourge hooks. But you know, we're just showing off the new buff, and we should just be able to get her here. And if not, I'm just gonna use my power to vault over the pallet, or just cut her off here. And yeah, she dropped a Fog Vial, what am I saying? So that's actually really bad for her, because she walked into me, so all she did was just make it even worse for herself. But let me just chase after her here. We should just be able to, you know, get down from here, and there's not really anywhere she can go. I'm pretty sure someone dropped a pallet around that area, so you can just chase around here. When we drop her, or pick her up, I mean, we will finally get the survivors around us exposed. And while we carry a survivor, our radius is 52 meters long. So basically, everyone in the entire map gets exposed. And also, there's a scourge hook here, I mean there, so you can see the auras of survivors working on that gen. So it's actually pretty good, and it has a different use from Awakened Awareness, since you see survivors around the map and not just around you. So they should be pretty much exposed though, if I'm correct. And yeah, perfect. We did finally get value from it. I mean, obviously, since our radius is 54 meters long while we carry a survivor, then it will. And also Payrus, so this gen just got popped. So everything is coming along together pretty well. I'm pretty sure a survivor went to shack here. So if you just go around, we should see them, and perfect. They're also, they should be exposed. She did use the Fog Vial though, but you know, I can just guess where she's going and might as well, you know, work as well. Let me just vault after this here, and we should be able to catch to her. And yeah, she has to drop this pallet, or else she would get downed by the exposed. And she is still exposed. The duration is really long. If I go like this, we should be able to catch up to her. And maybe she vaults, I'm pretty sure, or she just doesn't. Yeah, sadly the exposed did run out, but we can just get the survivor here, and this is pretty much as good since he is injured. He did use a fog vial, but I know that he's just looping around this, so yeah, this item is not pretty strong. Everyone is using it right now, so maybe I should use like some sort of you know, aura reading build, since I guess you can just see auras through it and it'll be strong. But I'm pretty sure she's gonna get die since she's exposed. Yeah, since we're carrying him, and that's perfect. Also, the exposed works for survivors that are just, you know, around you, not just from the place where you pick them up. So I can just go like this, chase them down, and they're gonna be exposed. She does have off the record, it seems, so she didn't get down, but that's fine. I can just go for the survivor here and then just pick them up. And yeah, we should see auras of survivors around scourges, although it doesn't seem like anyone is around them right now, which is pretty normal since they're just spread out around the map. But we did see survivor that was working on that gen earlier, so that's pretty strong. And I'm pretty sure the Yui is mending around Shack. She definitely has to be mending here because I'm not sure where else she could be doing that. Or maybe she just ran away. That's pretty fair too. But there is a survivor going for the unhook here, so I can just go like this and we should be able to hit her, and perfect. She is injured now. Sunshock is no cooldown anyway, so even if I picked up any survivor, then the exposed wouldn't do much in that situation. I will just go around like this. She isn't too smart, so if I just do like basic mind games, she should be pretty dead. And then I can just get her here, so that's perfect. Everyone is exposed around us now, but it doesn't do much since, you know, everyone is injured. But we do see their auras because of Hangman's tricks, so that is actually pretty insane. We got way too much value from all these perks today. Yeah, and we see him here. I can't believe it. I probably wouldn't have guessed that he's here if not Hangman's trick. And if we used Awakened Awareness, we would only see auras of survivors within 20 meters of us and not the Scourge. And as you can see, we saw it again. Like, I'm actually surprised how good this perk is. Well, maybe not good, because it's not good, honestly. But it does give you, like, some sort of value now. I'm pretty sure she was, like, around these bushes or somewhere here. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't really find her here. But we do see a survivor over there. But we still did get the value of knowing where she was. This bug value is pretty annoying since I can't see their scratch marks. But with just, like, basic game sense, you should be able to just find out where they are. I'm pretty sure she's pretty dead, especially if she vaults this, yeah. And she had that pull of that perk to stun us, sorry. But she didn't get it to work since we were too far away. But we unfortunately didn't get the down by throwing her against the wall. It doesn't really matter though, since there are no pallets here, so you can just, you know, use our normal M1 and get her. And also, after we pick her up, we should see survivors around scourges, and I will just assume that they are. And perfect, we did see them. I will actually get a bit closer before I hook her. Instead of hooking them on this, that one, I'll hook her here, since then they will get exposed, and I want that to, you know, be a priority. I'm pretty sure I saw a survivor there too, yeah. I saw their aura for like a brief second. They should be exposed, so that's perfect. I will just chase after them here. Unfortunately, I could use my power here to, you know, get him, but then we wouldn't be an exposed down, so I'll just vault over this. And I'll use it again and again until we finally get him. And yeah, this time the vault should be blocked, so he doesn't really have anywhere to go. And the pallet in Shack has already been used, so I can just down him. And wait, wasn't he exposed? I'm pretty confused, sorry. I guess he just wasn't in the radius. That's pretty interesting. We still did get him here, so it doesn't really matter. Do we see any survivors? I will keep him like on my grass for a little longer in case we see anyone, but it doesn't seem like it. So I guess I'm just gonna hook him here and get the other survivor or Hatch. Oh, and she found Hatch. Jeez. Honestly, these new fog vial items are pretty weak because it's just so easy to find the survivors in them no matter what. But yeah, maybe I'm just wrong because these are my first impressions. Let me know in the comments what you think about them though. And alright, I have the Withered Isle, which is an actually pretty good map for this build. I just feel like the hook placements are like alright in the middle, so we should be fine. And also we got so much value last game that I actually think this perk is now finally viable. I was actually surprised at how much value we got, especially till the end of the game, because at the start it wasn't too good, but wow, I think somebody already popped the fog vials, so that's interesting. Anyways, if you made this far into the video, I really appreciate if you could subscribe because I'm like 400 subscribers with 1,000, and that's my goal by the end of the year. And yeah, I'd say I'm pretty close. This is the second day of the update because I recorded the first game like the day before, and now I'm recording another one, so I was expecting the survivors to use these fog vials less, but I guess they're just going to be popular now. which I'm not complaining about since they aren't like the best items. But yeah, let me just go into chase with this girl and just break this pallet. I've heard there's a bug where it's hard to get into chases with some survivors, so I hope it doesn't happen to me. We can just get the M1 here, and that's perfect. I will just use my power to catch up to her right here, so I can just do this, and we should just be able to grab her, and perfect. We're gonna see survivors around Scourges, like, we should see them, but there's like way too many auras. I just can't see anything. Let me just hook her here, and then maybe later we will get more value. I can't be concentrated with this many gens around the map, so yeah. We do see a Thalita here though, so we can just go up to her and we should just be able to catch up. If I go around this loop, then you know, she did do a weird pathing there at the end, so that means we can get the M1 here. Because of that, yeah, never mind, I missed too. It's fine though, because she has no pallet, so I can just use my bound here. And then she is injured, and also she walks right into me, so I can just get the M1 here. And actually, she did use the fog vial, but because we got her down before like she could end it, then it didn't fully activate, which is an interesting part of that new item. I didn't know it worked like that. I do see the aura of survivor there because of the Hangman's Shriek, so it did give us some value. I will be going to that side of the map now, because I'm pretty sure survivor is somewhere here. And actually, all these gens have like 0 progress. I just checked up on all of them, and they literally have nothing. So these survivors are just messing around, I guess. Not doing anything like interesting. They're all on this gen, and it still has like no progress. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I would just go for the M1 here in case she wouldn't have seen me through the fog vial, but she did. And yeah, we find the Thalita again, so maybe I can just get her here. She will bolt that pallet, and then we can probably go for the M1. And yeah, she's gonna get down here or thrown. That's fine too. And yeah, she's pretty much cooked, so that's perfect. She actually got thrown here too, which is interesting. But yeah, maybe we'll get some Hangman's value here. So I don't see any auras though, so sadly we don't. But we should see the survivors shortly here. I will just go to that gen that just got popped, so that we will hopefully see the survivors. And yeah, someone activated a fog valve, which will be harder for me to find them. But I'm pretty sure they're all also exposed because of Starstruck. So in case we find any survivors, then they should be pretty much dead. And yeah, we do find one here. She isn't exposed because she wasn't in the radius when I picked the other survivor up. But we do still get an EDM1 here. I will just cancel my powers since, you know, we can't use her on this lock. And I should be able to just get her here. And yeah, I don't know why I said lock there instead of rock. I'm just kind of, you know, having issues with speaking. But I did see a survivor on that side of the map. So I will just go there because of Hangman's Shriek. And yeah, someone activated another fog valve. It's just fog after fog. This is pretty annoying. I'm pretty sure my next video will be some kind of aura raiding build since everyone is running these items. So it will be interesting to see how good aura is against them. I will just use my power here. And, ooh, we barely missed though, but there are no pallets since the other survivor used them early on in the game. So we can just get her down pretty much here, and that's perfect. I will get her onto a Scourge that's right behind there, and maybe we'll even see a survivor with Hangman's Shriek. We didn't, but it's fine because we still got the hook, and then I can just go back to these survivors here since we already got 2 injured, and it should be pretty much good pressure. And yeah, I already saw the Thalita here, so I'll just use my power to catch up or go for this one. That's fine too. I don't know why she vaulted into me. That's pretty interesting of a play. I will just try to get her here. And we should just be able to get her down here. So that's perfect. I'll pick her up before the Thalita or anyone can go for the pallet save. And great. I will just hook her. Yeah, we can see Hangman's Shriek shows us where the Thalita is. So that's perfect. Usually this perk wouldn't get that much value. But we know where the survivors are hiding. I think they should still buff it because, you know, it's not that great. But we did see the Thalita going into the locker. Like, I think it should have a different thing, you know? Like, yeah, we see survivors sabotaging, but there's no meta for that right now. And the aura rating is just too weak. So if it had like some kind of effect where it slowed survivors around hooks while you're carrying another survivor, I feel like that would be pretty good. But yeah, with behavior you really know, and it's really hard to balance perks like this, especially when, you know, they're so weird. One thing about Hangman's Shriek is that if there's ever some kind of toolbox sabotaging meta where survivors will just have really broken toolboxes, which there was like a year ago where they got buffed so that they just have more charges when, you know, sabotaging, and that it was quicker, then this perk will just be great since you'll get notified anytime anyone's trying to sabotage. So, you know, it's especially hard to balance perks like these. Anyways, I've been searching for these survivors for the last 5 minutes, and I guess they're just hiding waiting for a hatch, so this will be pretty annoying. Oh my god, I got jump scared by that, holy shit. I was not expecting a survivor to be here, and yeah, that was just crazy. Anyways, I finally found someone, so that's great. I will just try to cut her off here. I seriously got jump scared by that. That's pretty insane. She is pretty dead though, so finally we can end this game, and that's perfect. Oh my god, I was not expecting her to be in basement, but I did see 2 medkits there at the entrance, so I was kind of wondering what they were doing there. But anyways, we finally got her, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I don't know where the last survivor is, never mind. Oh, and finally I found her again. I guess I'll just use my... How the hell did she hit that dead hole? I'm seriously confused how she got that. I mean, I guess she was just lucky. Either way, we do get her here, so she's finally dead, and we can go find Hatch. And alright, we did find it here, so that's great. Oh, and the last survivor did get Exegate in time, so she's lucky. GG's. But yeah, I think this perk is still not strong enough to be used in any kind of builds. It is better than it was before, so if anybody wants to use it, it's not actually that bad. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!